Friggin' dang old shutdown solenoid fucking done did fell off. The truck wouldn't shut off. Son of a biscuit. Hey there, how are you? Hello, welcome back. What is going on, idiots? Kelly here. We're back in Kelly land. Out here in the garage with another project for you. Sorry it's been a little while. Looks like you finally got to see another project out of Blake. That was pretty cool. And I finally got another one going on here. Let me show you what you're working on. So, drove the old 12 valve to work the other day. Just felt like driving it, whatever. And for whatever reason, I decided to try and get a ride-along video on the way home. Should have a little clip here for you. But get home and go to shut it off, and the old girl she just don't want to shut down. She's having such a good time, just wants to keep on running. It's kind of long story short. There's two bolts right here that hold this shutdown solenoid on. And they left the chat. Must have vibrated loose or something. A couple years ago when I first got this truck, I'll show you how this works down here. A couple years ago when I first got this truck, it just seemed like a turd. It just had no power. And I started doing, some performance mods or whatever, and it never really picked anything up. And then finally one day discovered that there's like 3 different shutdown solenoids for a P7100, and this one is the wrong one for my application. It's too long, and so it would shut, or it would shut off, and it would shut the pump off, but when the key was on and the truck was running, it would never pull the shutdown lever up far enough. I'll show you what I'm talking about here. If I can get us some decent lighting. It's 0 dark 30, like usual. If you see this little guy right here, it moves up and down. So up here it's pretty free for about 45 degrees. And then there's about another 15 degrees that's spring loaded. So this is, key off, truck not running, it sits right here. And then you turn the key on, it moves up a little bit, and then once you start the truck, it's all the way up. Well, it wasn't coming all the way up, and so the truck wasn't making very good power because it only had like half of the rack travel. So I added some spacers. Once I discovered that was the wrong solenoid, added some spacers and made it work to where when you shut the key off, the solenoid, closed the rack, cut the fuel off to the motor and shut the motor off. But then when the key was on, this lever would come all the way up and get out of the way of the rack so that it had full travel. So this is the bracket. It mounts on the pump like yay so. And then you guys can probably picture it, but something like that, sitting on the side of the P-pump. So I had some spacers right here in between the solenoid and the bracket, and I'm sure that's why it came loose and the bolts yeeted themselves out of the truck. But those solenoids are expensive, and that's the wrong one, and honestly I'm tired of messing with it. Like you probably saw from the Posi-Lock deal, I'd rather just have some manual control over it. So I went to my local Napa Auto Parts and I got this generic choke cable and this little springy boy here. And I'm going to see if I can't make a manual fuel shutoff. So basically I'll have a spring on here that will hold this lever in the upright position at all times. So when I turn the key on and start the truck, this will already be up out of the way, and when I'm ready to shut the truck off, I'll just pull on the cable and that will pull it down and kill the truck, and then I'll release the cable and we'll be ready to go for next time. So bear with me as I fumble my way through this and see what I can get going. I'm sure it'll be Nefsun as hell, but what do you expect? What do you expect? All right, ladies and gentlemen, a little update here. I left the shutdown solenoid bracket off. Just put these bolts back in the AFC. And then I've got that spring underneath this one AFC bolt going down to that shut off lever. There we go. Got that cotter, or got this clip back in just to hold the spring on for now, but I think on the cable I'm going to run it up through this hole. It appears to be the same size. I'll run it up through this hole and then wrap it around and give her the old twist-a-rooney. And that should get us what we need, but right now it's all the way up. As you can see, it's got a, maybe you can see. There you go. It's got a nice affirmative return, and then the spring stretches just enough to get us shut down there. So should work out just fine. Like I said, it's Nefsun as hell, but I don't know. Have you seen this thing? 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 Hi, David. Stay tuned. All right, guys, just to give you an idea with this cable. I don't know if any of you are familiar with older carburetor vehicles. It's just a manual choke cable. So it's a sleeve with this wire going through, and then the little plunger goes in and out. I'm gonna have to build a bracket to hold this guy, but what I'm thinking right now is I'm just gonna follow this cable up from the posi lock and run that choke cable through the same grommet that came with this guy. And then I'm gonna build a bracket just like this one. Sticker right next to it. I might consider mounting it up a little higher, just so it's easier to get to if that cable's long enough. But they had two to choose from, and that was the longest one. I'm not sure on the length, but we'll run it through that grommet. I'm gonna have to come up with a way to somehow affix it down here to something to keep the sleeve in place so that the cable can move freely up and down without moving the sleeve. So that might get interesting, but I'm going to see what I can come up with here, and we'll get back to you. Alright guys, I put you on the tripod 9000 there for a little bit. And maybe you saw, apparently all my spray paints are messed up. But I had this little scrap piece of Chinesium laying around. I ended up using some Rust-Oleum truck bed coating on it. Used the torch, speed up the drying process a little bit. It got out of hand there a couple times, but that should work just fine. Basically, this guy's gonna slide in that hole. Just got a nut, clamp her down, hold her in place. I'll have to drill another hole in the backside here once I figure out where I'm putting it, but wanted to get a little coat of something on there. So figure out where I want to put that and I'll start running this thing. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to present to you Lehman, also known as Jax. My dog has multiple personalities. I'm not sure if I've explained that or not, but Jax, Lehman, whatever. He's he's cool. So we're out here, Swifty 12 valve. For those just tuning in, we're replacing sorry about that. We are replacing the factory fuel shutdown solenoid, whatever the hell you want to call it, with a Super Neff Sun 5000 spring and choke cable. It's pretty exciting. We got the old loop-de-doop 9000 holding the choke cable on to the shaft there on the shutdown arm. We got the Napa Special 5000 spring under the old AFC Bolt 2000. Give you a little sneak peek here. Maybe if I can reach my hand back in there. You know, everybody says get a 12 valve. They're easy to work on. You can't reach anything on this side of the engine, so there we got springs holding it all the way open, you know, run position, max power. There's minimum power, and then there's shutdown. That last little bit of play is what pulls the rack back, ceases the flow of fuel to the injectors, and shuts down the engine. I'm pretty excited about this. I wasn't sure if it would work or not. You know, being the janky quality of parts. We got the leftover Chinesium. I'm pretty sure this bracket, the raw material for this bracket came from a closet hanger contraption thing that I kept because I'm a hoarder. Let's give you a little demonstration. You can't start the truck until it tells you you can start the truck. Okay. Don't want to drive through the garage. That would be bad. So we got this chromium Chinesium universal choke cable 7500 on our homemade bracket here. I utilized an already existing hole and bolt guy on the dash. You know, not only is this holding up this new contraption, but it's also providing structural support, vital structural support to this second gen dash to keep it from cracking. I'm not sure if you guys are aware, but second gens don't exactly have the best best reputation for quality interior materials. Thus the dash cover 7400. Don't mind that. That is the smoke detector 9700 and version 0.2 going off out there, if you can hear it. Truck's running. Truck is no longer running. Let's try that again. Truck running. Truck no longer running. Truck running. Okay. Oh, you thought I was going to do it, but I'm not going to do it. What I am going to do is this. Now we got the old warm-up mode 9000 going here. It's cold. It's cold here in southern Iowa. Little Swifty 12 valve. She's no spring chicken. She's a little hazy. Setting off the smoke detector. Jason blocked that out. I don't need the EPA asking any questions. Alright folks, that's going to wrap this one up. We got our new manual shutdown contraption. Nefsun 740290. It ain't very high tech, but you know, I like the old-fashioned stuff. So yeah, stay tuned. I have let's see where it is. Got a little package there for the white truck. Nothing too exciting. It is ARP head studs. Just waiting on pedestals for the old girl so we can get those installed. I believe the next video you see, there's been a slight change in direction for the Swifty 12 valve. Gonna pull the leveling kit on the front and pull the blocks out of the back, do the old slice and dice on them and reverse level this thing. See if we can't fit these 35s on a stock front end, reverse leveled rear end. I don't know, they already rub, so it's no big deal. But stay tuned, should be another video dropping shortly after this one. And another one on the head studs after that. Some updates, exciting things. Buy a hat if you want. No peer pressure, no pressure. We're not making any money off them at this point, so trust me. Everything we make off these hats is going to go into the next order, and then maybe at some point we'll be getting ahead on them. But Swifty 12 valve on Instagram. Hit us up, like, subscribe, tell your friends if you want to. No pressure. Again, no pressure. Yeah, idiot sound wrenching around. Exciting stuff, friends, ladies and gentlemen. Lehman, anything to say? Any final words? Parting words? No? Alright guys, thanks for stopping by. Catch you on the next one.
Got a problem with the